Alright children, to move further with the topic, let us continue with the table of chromosome number in meiocytes in some plants and animals. In your council syllabus children, there are certain named individuals or organisms where you have to learn the table by heart. And this depicts two columns. Organisms are here. Chromosome number in meiocytes, which gives the diploid condition, that is 2n, and here chromosome number in gametes or the reproductive cells, which gives the haploid number, that is half of the previous. Now before we begin, let us understand what is a meiocyte. By definition, meiocyte, also called gametocyte or a gamete mother cells, this itself means a cell which is about to undergo meiosis to produce the gametes. That is, that cell which will be the mother of new gametes is a meiocyte with the diploid condition, that is 2n. So in your syllabus, as I said, you have to only learn for these: housefly, fruit fly, butterfly, human being, rat, dog, maize, apple and onion. Of all these numbers, you have to only learn the meiocyte number, and this exactly children you can bring it to half, right? For example, housefly has 12, so here it will be 6. Fruit fly has 8, it will be 4. Now this butterfly is not given in your text. I'll just show you, because in your textbook at your page number 18, this is a table given for the meiocyte, but butterfly goes missing, and here please learn the standard number of 380. Here it will be the half of it, that is 190. When I've written it, this is not in your book, but if you see it on the internet children, you will find many varieties of butterfly which show the variation starting from chromosome number 20 onwards, but we have to stick to a number that will be up to a one standard number, and the most common variety is for 380, bringing it to 190. Human beings 46, then 23, rat 42 and 21, dog 78 and 39, maize 20, 10, apple 34, 17 and onion 16 and 8. Now this is to be checked in your book children. Once again, coming back to the table, look here, onion, it is given 32 in meiocyte and here it is given 16. But please check it children, it is 16 in the meiocyte and 8 in the gamete. Alright, so please stick to the table that I have made. This is a complete table for you to learn. Moving further, definition of fertilization and syngamy. Syn is an American word, as I already told you, meaning united, and gamy means marriage. American English this is. So fusion of male gamete with the female gamete is called syngamy or fertilization. And this is an act of bringing up the haploid number back to the diploid. Fertilization is of two types, external and internal. External, as the name tells, takes place outside the body of an organism. Example, algae, fish, amphibians, etc. Whereas internal occurs inside the body of the female. Fungi, reptiles, birds, mammals, majority of plants like bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperms and angiosperms would be the example. Obviously, if you just compare, this external fertilization is not a sure method of fertilization, right? Where it may not always be successful, but internal is a very sure method of fertilization. Then, third difference, a large number of male and female gametes are released in surrounding medium, which is water. But here, a less number of male gametes are produced. Then, fourth difference, both gametes, that is male and female, are discharged out of the body in external fertilization. But here in internal, only male gametes are discharged out. Then, fifth difference, more number of young ones are produced. Here less number of young ones are produced. And the last difference, which is also a disadvantage of external fertilization, is that the young ones are not protected from the predators and the survival is threatened. But here, the internal fertilization, for example humans, the young ones, they remain well protected within the womb of the mother. Then pollination, again the term which you've already studied earlier. transfer of pollen grains or the male gametes from the anther to the stigma of a flower. Pollination can be revised under two headings, self and cross-pollination. Self-pollination, you include two terms, autogamy and geitonogamy. That is, if in one flower only, which is complete or bisexual, the male anther is pollinating the stigma of the same couple on the same flower, it is called as autogamy or self-marriage. But geitonogamy is when between two flowers which are different but on the same plant, you can see the parent plant is same but the flowers are different, an anther of one fertilizes the stigma of the other or the ovary of the other, then in this case it will be called as geitonogamy. The cross-pollination is a situation in which the anther from one flower fertilizes the stigma or the ovary of the other, and in this case both the flowers are of two different plants but of the same variety or the same species, that is petunia and petunia, mango and mango, rice and rice, etc. So that completes fertilization. Post-fertilization changes, children, will be continuing in our next class, which will be the last on this chapter 1. Before I end up today's class, children, I'll also show you a diagram. It's a very familiar diagram you've studied in your class 9th chapter, pollination and fertilization. In this is an embryo sac. 3 cells at the top which are called antipodal cells, 2 cells which are in the center called the polar nuclei, and 3 cells at the bottom, center of which is called egg cell and the side ones are called synergids. You can see a pollen grain developing as a pollen tube reaching through the micropyle to the embryo sac where the male nuclei would be released, right? So this is just a diagram.